Taken from the words of Monique. When you're out here doing clownery, the clownery comes back to bite. And in the case of these fresh and fit guys, oh, their clownery bit alright. It bit them real hard on their ass. Y'all, let's have a quick discussion.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Celebrity Style Magazine, the YouTube channel, and the future home of 𝐶elebritystylemagazine.com. The place of entertainment, current events, and the latest celebrity tea. Whether it's your favorite actor or actress, or your most admired hip-hop artist, we will delve into the buffoonery of these here celebrities.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to shoot your credibility, if you want to distort your movement, if you want to make the red pill look like a movement for losers that hate women and also hate minorities and value whiteness for some reason, you know, it's in your dating preferences, it's in your language, it's in the way that you insult people, that's okay, have your movement. But when people discredit it and laugh at it, you're going to be one of the principal reasons why with your behavior. Instead of holding frame, instead of being stoic the way you present in the red pill and handling your stuff well, you get poked and prodded and all of a sudden you unleash this. So, you know, if you're proud of this, congratulations, brother. You played yourself. I don't think there's much to be said. I wouldn't be surprised if the YouTube channel gets deleted.
Okay, everyone. As I said, let's have a discussion on this whole fresh and fit debacle. Now, forgive me with my commentary because this is going to sound a little bit scattered because mainly, I knew nothing of these two gentlemen, nor did I know anything of this podcast. Only way I knew about them was through the video backgrounds you're going to see here that I'm going to use is from 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿. That's how I came across, you know, Myron Gaines and this Walter Weeks character. Well, if you haven't known already, in the past week, the main topic on hand was the demonetization of the Fresh and Fit YouTube channel. Now I will be looking through 3 websites to get some information, to share some information on these men. So please, bear with me. Now, Fresh and Fit apparently is considered a right-wing dating podcast. Now, I want to stress right-wing because another gentleman that I watch on YouTube, his stance on this is quite different. But I don't want to digress. Let me start on the brief information on who these two men are. Now, before I continue, if you guys by any chance are hearing any type of background noise, I do have a fan running because it's still a little humid out here in New York. Also, I do have a couple of windows open, so you may hear cars going by, ambulances, planes, you know the gist, your usual background noise. So again, forgive me on that. Moving forward, with my commentary. Let's start with the host. Their background, some brief background information. I'm not going into it extensively, I'm sorry, because just a little quick note. I find this whole thing very interesting, not hilarious, but you know, how can I put it? This is called when you have something to lose. I'm sorry, I don't mean to digress. Let's move on with it. The host, Myron Gaines, whose legal name is 𝐼𝐻𝐻𝐻. I hope I didn't butcher up this man's name too much. Not trying to be rude or disrespectful, but Myron Gaines apparently is his stage name. If I heard the information correctly, I think he said that he's half black, half Arab, half black. Okay, he was born here in the U.S., Connecticut. What else do we have here? He's apparently, I don't know if he still does it now, a fitness trainer. Now, going back to what he did prior to doing YouTube, I'm not going into his educational background. I just want to get through this. Okay, here we go. I'm on a website called 𝐿egit.ng. Apparently, his title is, well, of course, a YouTuber. Well, no longer a YouTuber. He's on Rumble and a fitness coach. Okay, cool, whatever. But before he went into podcasting, right? He worked for the Homeland Special Investigations, and he was a criminal agent apparently, and he was with them from the years 2010 to 2020. Okay, remember, he was in law enforcement. Your second host, Mr. Walter Weeks. Walter Weeks apparently is from Barbados, but according to 𝐸𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿𝐷ailyBuzz.com, he was born in Atlanta, Georgia. So, but he said he grew up, so I'm assuming he was born in Barbados and moved out to Atlanta back in the early 90s. Okay, he attended the university out in his homeland, and here we go. And his last job position, again, I'm not going into these men's educational background. I don't care at this point. In 2017, he worked for Wix.com as a technical consulting specialist, and he was only there for 4 years. So Myron Gaines was Department of Homeland Security for, if my math is correct, 10 years, and this man was with Wix for 4 years. Okay, great. We got that mess out the way. Okay, everyone, let's continue on with this video. I may be mainly focusing on Mr. Myron Gaines, because he's the one that's more, how should I say, more vocal out of the two. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Vocal. But let me continue on. Oh, and also let me clear something up. If I heard correctly, Myron Gaines character, because he is a character from what I've seen from the videos, he's half Sudanese, half black. There was rumor that he may have some Asian also mixed in there. I'm not sure, but he stressed, well, according to Tariq Nasheed, he, I guess, found out that I guess he's originally from Sudan, so he's wasn't born here in the US. You know what? I do not know. Maybe you guys can school me down here in the comments, because at this point I really don't care. But I will kind of like focus on him because as I said, he's the one that's a bit more vocal in all this. So again, Fresh and Fit podcast in a nutshell, they pretty much describe themselves as a red pill man who is part of the Manosphere. Now let me do a quick note on that. I do listen to a couple of red pill content, almost let's say Manosphere type shit, but that is of course with the video background you're looking at, O'Shea Duke Jackson, who was part of the Manosphere but decided that he's going to step away from this group because of the whole Pearl situation. Again, don't mean to digress. Oh, and also before I continue, Jada Black, he's another red pill content creator that I primarily listen to. Everyone else, not really. I'm not sure if Pink Book Lessons is considered herself red pill or Manosphere-esque-ish. I don't know, but I try to listen to anyone. So I really have nothing against people who find what's better for them, what makes their lives, I should say, what enhances and fulfills their lives and making themselves better. I'm sorry, folks. I don't mean to digress. Let's move on. So they basically describe themselves or their channel with the 3 F's. And the 3 F's is females, fitness, and finances. Okay. But as I said before, they, from the get-go, because apparently their podcast, or they made their presence known on YouTube about 3 years ago during the start of the pandemics. And in those 3 years, if I got my information correctly, due to the message that they've been spreading, because people have been saying that they've been very hateful to me, from the clips I saw, more douchebaggery. But anywho, from the start of 2020, they were on TikTok, but due to their very controversial statements, they've been booted off that platform, just as a side note. So what have these men been doing? Well, basically creating a whole bunch of bullshit, apparently. They had people on like Nick Fuentes and Andrew Tate and someone named Destiny 𝐃𝐨𝐧'𝐭. I look into the 𝐃𝐨𝐽 character. Oh, the 𝐃𝐨𝐽 character plays a huge role in the garbage that he spewed again last year on his Rumble channel that got their asses in trouble. And the plethora goes on. The one thing I also want to stress is when he was on that show, he was quoted as saying this. And this is one of the this is one of the statements that also got this man in trouble. He said, and I quote, and this is coming from MediaMatters.org. Myron Gaines apparently said, "We are the biggest platform that's talking about the GQ. No one else would do it." And the GQ apparently stands for the Jewish question. I'm gonna leave it at that, because apparently he was making some anti-Semitic remarks about the Holocaust. Again, don't want to get into that. That's one of the main caveats. That's one of the caveats that got their asses in trouble. Okay, so let's move on with this and let's get into the reasons why Fresh and Fit was deplatformed from the YouTube partnership program. As stated before, they were being described as totally misogynistic, disrespectful, and trashing, or I should say bashing women, speaking against the LGBTQ, and of course being racist. Now, some folks who are familiar with this platform is pretty much saying, and I won't go back here a bit, that the real reason why this mess started is because of a man who was unfortunately deceased. You know who that man is. This Kevin Samuels guy. Okay, I heard of him, never rewatched his content, but when I did, I felt, and this is my opinion, because I know some of you are going to come across this video, it's probably going to slam me for what I'm going to say. As I said, I didn't extensively watch this man's channel, but some of the footage I did watch, he did make some good points, but at the same time being very brutal about it. Now, call it as you may. You want to call this misogynistic and him disrespecting black women and disrespecting the black community. Okay, as I said, I didn't really watch his channel, didn't take him to heart as a black woman myself, so I really didn't care, because I was focusing on myself, not what anyone else was saying. So they're claiming, not to digress, that just to give that note, excuse me, Again, if I'm correct, they had taken their talking points from this gentleman, again, who is now deceased, who is now still triggering a lot of people. Again, I want to move on, but let's just say this gentleman who's now deceased, he apparently got his wake-up call when he found out what true assholes these men were, and he never went back to them again. So that's their lesson on that. Number 2, people say that they must classify them as misogynistic, but they had a whole bunch of women, OnlyFans models, Instagram models, women who worked in the adult industry. I don't know, women from different backgrounds on their platform. That's all they had. That's what they were surrounding themselves with. Women. Okay, so he brought these women on just to trash them. But wait, hold on. He would have them there, get the liquor going, because apparently all you saw was red cups, and get into heated discussion with these women. But wasn't this the same guy that wrote a book that women deserve less? So, okay, so he brought them on so he can trash them on their platform. Okay, whatever. What's another point I want to make before I get into the real nuts and bolts with this? I think that was basically it. The women and the disrespect and them trying to make them feel as if they're alpha males. Okay, whatever. Let's get on to the juice of this. The racism. As I said, they had a white supremacist named Nick Fuentes, for example, on there. I don't know what the 𝐬𝐡𝐭 character man is, but a lot of other YouTubers have been commenting on such rhetoric that and the buffoonery that's been going on their platform, and what these men decided to do because they felt as if they were being disrespected, they would copyright strike them. Yes, you heard correct. Copyright strike. If you use their video in fair use form, they will strike your channel. And I'm going to install this clip right here to show you what I am talking about.
Fresh and Fit trying to get us out of here, my boys. This is also a warning to other channels out there as well.
Now they're mad that there's consequences to actions, bro.
And it's crazy that they're just plotting on desperate men, bro. And it's
Stop,
sickening.
Walter, shut the f up. You don't live the life. Nigga, everybody keeps exposing you, nigga. You do not live the life, nigga.
Okay, you caught wind of that. That video was in courtesy of the Playback YouTube channel. Now, I definitely could say that part there was hilarious because it didn't make any sense. It wasn't like they were just uploading y'all videos, these men's videos, just to upload them. They were giving commentary on the shit that they were doing. But they have how can I put it? An aura of entitlement. These men were entitled. They can say and do whatever bullshit you want. Even if it meant being racially insensitive. And this goes, or should I say segues into the next major point I want to stress. Now, before I continue on, they describe themselves as right-wing. And I will give a quick note on what another YouTuber felt the real reason why these men got the platform. I'll get to that in a hot minute. But apparently they were beefing with another YouTube channel called 𝐼𝐵𝐴 and Preach. Now again, this is another channel that I necessarily don't watch. I think they do reactions. I don't know what type of sector they place themselves in, so I guess could label them, or best be labeled. They could best be labeled as, as a reaction channel. So, but whatever reason, these Fresh and Fit dudes had a problem with them, so much so they had to don a monkey mask or some type of wig and make monkey sounds and parade around the studio as if it's some type of form of entertainment. But the real one that was really shocking, which made me go like, wow, really, was when he was rocking that simulating a KKK hoodie and just spewing a whole bunch of hateful shit against these two men. The two men that they said that they were going to knock off a YouTube. Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines and Walter Reese was going to knock off their competitors for being standing up to them. Because to me, I find these two men to be more like bullies. You know, we could say we want, we could do whatever they want. And I bet you YouTube was sitting in the background, waiting in the cut to find whatever dumb shit that they were going to do. And apparently they did so. So when the whole Auburn Preach beef started, they're on this dude �\sneako's Rumble channel. And you know how that story goes. He even did the gesture of the hopefully YouTube will not, penalize me for this, but the hand gesture that Hitler and them Nazis made back in the day. Again, don't want to say too much about that, but you know which hand gesture I am talking about. Now, going back to what another content creator said, and once again, shout outs to Jada Black. He thinks it's not necessarily the racial stuff, it's because of their conservatorship and them, I guess, being Republicans. I have a hard time. I mean, the way these men are acting / behaving, I didn't know people who are conservative sector or Republican even acts this way. As we are well aware, election season's coming up, next year, 24. So that was brought up a lot of conservative views, a lot of a lot of conservative views are coming up, and YouTube apparently is known for being more left-leaning. Let me just say real quick, I'm just so sick of this whole right-left, left-right thingy. It gets on my nerves. But apparently YouTube wants to stay on the trajectory of being more liberal, and seeing that these guys were more conservative, quote unquote, because again, I find it hard to believe that these men are even conservative to begin with. That they can't have that, and they had to get rid of them. That may well be the case, but if that was the case, they didn't make it any better by having racist people on the show and being racist themselves. The last point I want to get onto this, and this is coming from Lovely T's commentary that she did on them. Okay, in a nutshell, and I think she also had a good point in this, and that was and remember the question I said in the beginning of this video, when you have something to lose. Now, Lovely T's been on for this platform for a good decade or so, and her background is IT. Okay, just like this Walter Weeks guy. He was with Wix for 4 years before he decided he's going to jump in head first into content creating. Myron Gaines, he was with the Department of Homeland Security, and according to him, he loved his job, and it was really tough for him to break away from that to go into podcasting full time. Now, this is the thing that she stressed the most. When all else goes down the toilet and you find yourself in trouble, you can't go back to your prior jobs, to your, the careers that you had, the careers that you loved doing, the careers that you worked your ass off to get to that point of getting such a job. I hope you guys know where I'm coming from with this. You can't. Instead, what they did was they decided to taint their image. They tainted their image. All right. And can they, if anything happens, if let's say Rumble crumbles, all right, what were they going to do for as a form of income? What they can't go back to their job because they tainted themselves online. Okay, that's the main point. So in a nutshell, folks, we have to be careful what we do out here, because if we don't, we can find ourselves in some deep shit that we cannot get away from, or pretty much find any type of how can I put it? Basically, we just have to be careful out here. You want to, be viral, you want to do all this good shit. Okay, that's great, but we have to do it in the terms of the YouTube guidelines. Sorry for the stumble there. I'll just try and feel for the words, because this whole thing is just a learnable lesson. It really is. So now they're here, crying on YouTube because they were trying to save the children.
Free speech is kind of like, is it even a thing? I mean, not really.
And and I've already put a considerable amount of my money into this new studio for you guys. I already put it in. I'm like all in, you know what I mean? And it's okay. I'm never gonna say, well, I'm doing this, blah blah blah, and I hate doing this. I love doing this. I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't say I didn't love doing this. I left a job that I truly loved to do this, right? Because I shouldn't be admitting this, but saving children, right? That was great, but saving you guys is better.
Okay, so you peeped wind of that. Again, no words. Okay. I did kind of get a little chuckle from that, but in all seriousness, folks, no one really is celebrating. There may be some content creators that is celebrating this mess. Some folks are relieved, and you can see that from the title of my YouTube channel that you guys notice. But I have a strong but in this. I don't know, but they're deplatformed now. But it really wouldn't surprise me, y'all, that if they kind of come to some type of resolution with YouTube, they get into some deep discussions on what they need to do to prevent themselves from being deplatformed. Basically, in a nutshell, folks, what I'm saying is don't be surprised if we see them back here on this platform here again called YouTube's. That's what I'm thinking. That's what my gut is saying. We're relieved now that they're not really going to be on here anymore, but we don't know how long that's going to be for. Once again, some time has to elapse, and again, we have to wait and see. But just keep in the back of our minds that they may be back. They may be back here again. Will they have learned a lesson? Or I won't say learned a lesson, but are they going to do the same content that they did that got them kicked off? Or is it going to be in another direction? Because, are reading in certain websites from what, this man, Myron Gaines, has said. He makes 6 figures a year. He has a team. He pretty much have people, other livelihoods besides him and Mr. Weeks' lives in their hands. They had, 20 folks? that they're pretty much looking after. They're being kicked out of their studio space where they host this channel. I don't know. It's something that we have to think about. They're gone today, but they may, unfortunately, I will say unfortunately, be back. Again, I could be wrong. But you never know how things may work out. And do I have anything else to add on this subject matter? I'm gonna say no, because I may ramble on to something else. I mean, 3 years, you built up a platform in 3 years, you're making good money, only for you to be dumb and to make it all go down the toilet. Lesson learned, okay? And with that being said, y'all, I'm checking out on this shit. Pardon my French. I am checking out. You guys can leave your comments down below. Just keep it respectful, please. That's all I ask. And remember, for all of us, to be well, stay positive, but most importantly, I cannot stress enough, we all have to be safe out here. And with that, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Fresh and Fit trying to get us out of here, my boys. This is also a warning to other channels out there as well.
Now they're mad that there's consequences of actions, bro.
And it's crazy that they're just plotting on desperate men, bro. And it's
Stop,
sickening.
Walter, shut the f up. You don't live the life. Nigga, everybody keeps exposing you, nigga. You do not live the life, nigga.